Coming up on the Lakeside Loop, a Lakeside teacher's passion for biking. The grand event is a huge success.
And locker room rehab. The Loop starts now. Hello, and welcome to the Lakeside Loop for April 14th. I'm Brock Schneider.
And I'm Jacob Brito. Thank you for joining us. Lakeside's grand event was held last Saturday, and it was a huge success. Generous donors gave their gifts to Lakeside to further Christian education. We checked in with the MC of the event to see how it went.
People should participate in the grand event because it's a great get-together for all the people who support Lakeside Lutheran High School and Christian education. The big ticket item today is the lake cruise in Lake Mills, Wisconsin with Dean and Carol Schneider. You can have Brock maybe even be your captain of the boat, take a ride around the lake and have a gourmet meal prepared for you in home. I'll be announcing throughout the night the different items as they go up for bids, when the raffles end, as well as when the night kind of begins and ends.
Try to come over here and spin the Forever Warrior wheel. Come on over, give it a spin. Half of whatever you land on goes to Lakeside, and the other half goes to helping fund alumni events in the future. So no matter what you land on, it helps benefit Lakeside and Lakeside's alum. Come on over, everybody.
Thank you to everyone who donated at the grand event. Videography raised over $1,100. Thank you to all the students who helped. The grand total raised will be added up by the end of the week, so stay tuned for an update. As time passes, things become outdated. One of the things at Lakeside becoming outdated is the Boys East locker room. Refurbishing the locker room is one of the new projects Lakeside has decided to take on.
Well, I'll love the new design if we're able to do it the way we would like to. We had an architect come in rather than just those of us who don't know a locker room and say, well, let's try this. I share with the architect our ideas. I think lighting needs to be improved in there. It's very dark in corners. I think space and flow needs to be improved in there. And then we need to open it up for teams and make it more of a team room concept. So I shared those ideas with the architect, and he took it back, went to work on it, and came back with a blueprint and a design and some renditions, which, as I look at them, are beautiful, you know. And so if we can create that concept, kids are gonna be very excited, and it'll be a place that becomes their home, you know, for sports, so to speak, which is what we want to create. It's a very welcoming team place for our kids. The biggest reason is of the 130 lockers in there, there's less than 10 that lock. So security and just locking up valuables is an issue. The other part is many of them are damaged, beat up, they don't close. So we're just at a point in time. They were put in originally back in 2002 when the locker room was built under new construction, and so life expectancy of a locker is probably 15 to 20 years. So they are at that point. So, you know, for building security, have something lockable to, you know, to clean it up and make it more presentable for kids, I think is the biggest reason why we're doing that.
The new locker room is going to look amazing. Winter is quickly fading away, and all the fun things spring and summer bring are right around the corner. One of the things is biking, and Mrs. Schomer loves her bike.
When I was teaching in Helenville, when Pastor Clark would have been a student, I used to ride my bike from, at that time, Whitewater to Helenville, up Highway D. It's a way of escape from the world because you can't think about anything else but trying to get up that next hill or trying to solve a problem. I write country music, by the way, with music and lyrics while I'm writing, and then can't remember a darn thing when I'm done. So, yeah, solve problems, come up with ideas for teaching, really obscure, weird things that I do in the classroom. Sometimes it's an idea that happened on a bike ride. Oh, probably 100 years ago. Just as a little bit of getting out of, getting some frustration out, and not frustration with school, but just something to do. I sometimes look at how life, or our faith life, is like riding a bike on a different kind of road. So sometimes you have those potholes in life, and it's too late to even go around them, so you end up just hanging on for dear life, and you just go right through the pothole. Sometimes you can swerve around them. Sometimes you have bumpy roads. They're not the smoothest, but you can keep going because you always get to the end. Sometimes it's an exhilarating ride going down the hill at, 42 miles an hour, terrifying that hopefully a car won't pull out and you don't hit the gravel. But it just is you can kind of make those analogies that life is sometimes a really smooth downhill ride. Sometimes it's using all your energy just to get uphill. That's what biking does for me. Makes me appreciate life.
Sounds like it is going to be a great summer. The grass is getting greener outside and the small engines class is just in time. They've been spending their class period repairing lawnmowers donated by generous people who support Lakeside.
So in small engines, Engine Power out of Oconomowoc donated a dozen engines over the last 5 years. And so the students take them apart and then are able to reassemble them. Then the trial run them with gas and oil. But then later on they get to experiment on their own that they might bring from home or work on a teacher's doing some preventative maintenance and some things like that. So great experience for some young ladies and guys learning about the 4-cycle engine and 2 cycles as we mix gas and oil. Big thank you to our staff who have brought in lawnmowers and snow blowers for us to do preventative maintenance, change oil, sharpen blades, but then also for community members to come in and show some of the different things that they do at the job site on small engines.
Softball has officially started, and with that comes lots of excitement and preparation. With teams being formed and cuts being made, a lot can happen to the team.
Travel and drive it.
Yeah, you know, we have a little different setup this year for preseason. Normally we would start about mid-March. This year we're starting next week, April 19th. We've had 15 contact days that the WIAA gave us to work, so the girls have put in most of them, a number of those days, as many as they could make. So we kind of got a little jump start on the season, but we'll start the 19th. We play on the 27th, so we've got a week to get ready. Within a couple days we'll try to make whatever decisions we need for our teams and get on the field and get practicing to get as good as we can as quickly as we can. It is definitely unique. It's a little shorter than we normally would have, and I think they recognize that, and that's why they gave us those 15 days so that they understood that a lot of kids could get some work in. Yeah, you'd like more time, but then again, we're already going till the end of June, and so it's the best they could make of a difficult situation. You know, there's a lot of questions. I looked back the other day and we lost, I think it was 9 players, 7 or 8 starters since the last time our team was on the field 2 years ago, since we lost last spring. So there's a lot of question marks. We've got some returning players, a couple of year starters that'll be key players for us. But then it's kind of a challenge. It'll be a fun year to figure out where do the other newcomers fit. You know, usually you bring in 1 class. This year we kind of have 2 classes of newcomers. And so that's exciting both for them and for us.
Thank you so much, and good luck on your season. Recently, Mr. Meskey and some of the FFA members cleaned up the courtyard. A mallard duck has laid her eggs in her nest in the courtyard. This mallard duck comes here every year to lay her eggs, and this year is no exception. These eggs will be hatching soon, and little ducklings will be in our very own courtyard. Thanks to the FFA for making our campus even more beautiful. Along with the courtyard, a fox has been spotted by multiple students and teachers. Mr. Beege and Mr. Achille submitted these photos of the fox on campus. No worries, any ducklings that hatch will be protected in the courtyard area. And now you're in the loop. If you have a story idea or see Lakeside news happening, please contact us or Mr. Hackworth. Until next week, I'm Brock Schneider.
And I'm Jacob Guido. Thanks for joining us.